The news, the internet, they are all full of the sad and true tales of those whose addictions have caused irreparable damage to themselves and to those who love them. And almost everyone knows someone who has been held in the clutches of an addiction, be it nicotine, alcohol, drugs, gambling, and regardless of what it is, their lives, we watched as their lives are leached away by the very thing that they constantly crave. And narcissism, too, is also an addiction, as it can be considered a pattern of addiction. That is narcissism, and it may not necessarily be a lifelong personality trait in the usual sense for everyone, but rather a permanent pattern of yielding to inner urges in a way that proves very costly and self-destructive, unlike any other familiar addictions. For the narcissist, their drug of choice is obviously attention or narcissistic supply, adulation from others, admiration, and envy like a drunk person. It is known as, like I said, narcissistic supply. And like a drug addict, the narcissist's entire day can become completely focused on how to get more narcissistic supply, forgetting all other social activities and the reciprocal nature of relationships as it is needed to maintain them, the hit or the high, the attention that they receive from their grandiose claims and their gestures are sometimes just enough. And as the addiction progresses, the need is satisfied in more indiscriminate ways. So a need for a love interest may manifest in a lot of infidelity, and a desire for achievement may become a lie, which grows way out of proportion to the origins. And like the addict, a sense of shame and denial are intertwined to create a fractured self who's in conflict, essentially thinking, no, I haven't got a problem at all, and I am a worm and not good enough, preventing a search for help or an admission which could see help delivered to the narcissist. And addictions are notoriously difficult to treat, which is why some 20% of the adult population of, just say, the United States and Europe have a smoking habit in the face of the facts that it causes an early death. And narcissism is hard to treat too, because like other addicts, denial is one of its strongest points. So let's think about addictions for just a minute and think about how they override central problems in the sense of the waste that it causes, the wasted lives, wasted money, and the wasted time that could have been spent usefully. For those who love somebody caught in the midst of addiction or even an abusive relationship, it is extremely painful for these people to watch helplessly as the person they love is vowing to do better next time, and they're still living in their own hellish Groundhog Day. Narcissistic traits can be exactly like an addiction for both the narcissist and the victim. So why does everybody hate narcissists? So being an alcoholic, anything that means giving way to cravings, whether it is alcohol, chocolate, or something worse, as a society as a whole, and perhaps individuals too, we both envy and condemn people who give in to their cravings. Indeed, the advertising of, like, say, chocolate as sinful, or cigarettes, or how they used to be advertised, it has been a staple, or it has been a staple of advertising for years, if not decades. And likewise, most of us need to be esteemed by others. But for a narcissist, this need is a craving that will not go away. And they yield to those same cravings that other people have, just as an alcohol or a drug addict would yield to their desires for that physical pleasure that most people have that is associated with addiction. And the greater tendency to yield may well have to do with some predispositions, such as if these pleasures are more satisfying to potential addicts than to other people, if alternative satisfactions are weaker. And indeed, it seems likely that the widespread dislike of narcissists is tinged with disapproval, which again is similar to how people regard addicts. They call it going cold turkey, and it is why so many addicts fall or fail to complete, say, a drug rehab program. And the withdrawal from the drug is physically painful, and so is the withdrawal from the narcissist. Even gambling, which does not involve putting a substance into your body, still causes change in the brain chemistry. So take away the narcissistic supply, and the narcissist is in the pain of withdrawal and will do anything to see it returned. They will at the very least become, say, aggressive and lash out at those who should either be providing them with supply, say a wife or a colleague or even a newspaper. And does it change how we view narcissists if we see them as an addict? I don't think so. It rather depends on your views, I guess, of addiction and your education. My name is Sara Ann Brown, and this is Narcissistic Abuse 101. Hey guys, if you would like to donate to my cause, Narcissistic Abuse 101, click the PayPal link in my bio. And to those of you who have already donated, thank you so much.